said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? You said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of like.
Welcome to our cooking show. We're going to have fun in the kitchen. My name is Dan Oakes, and this is Barbara Williams. She's an expert cook. She's going to show us how to make, what is this called again?
It's harvest gumbo.
Harvest gumbo. Okay, how do you do it? Barbara, show us.
It's so easy, Dan. First you get a big pot and add some butter, and then we're going to add sliced onions and sliced bell peppers and some garlic. And I want to show you how to pick out a perfect onion growing out of your garden. This is a perfect onion. And
what makes it perfect?
Okay, thank you.
I've never noticed.
Okay, you're looking for an onion with a real thin skin, and their neck is very small.
And that tells you the ripeness of it?
The ripeness of the onion. And this one is just perfect, and obviously no bruises or bangs.
Yeah, right. That makes a big difference if you have a good onion. That's,
exactly. Slice is beautiful. You don't have to take big chunks out that are bad.
Right, yeah, okay.
And our bell peppers that you can grow in your garden very easily. A bell pepper is really not ripe, a green one.
Oh, really?
And if you leave a green bell pepper on the vine, it will turn red. And that's what makes a red bell pepper. That's why
I never knew that.
Yeah, and that's why they cost more in the grocery store, because the red has to ripen
longer, so it takes longer to grow them.
Exactly.
Oh, interesting.
And again, this is a medium bell pepper, firm skin, no obvious bruises, and these are easy to grow in your garden. So and then garlic,
you want to add these in here?
I will add those in.
Okay.
Thank you. Right in the butter. And we're going to add the bell peppers. We'll mix those in with the onion, and then we'll add the garlic.
Garlic.
Crushed or minced, whichever you prefer. And then you just cook this on about medium-low until the onions are tender. And that takes about 5 to 7 minutes. A lot of people are watching their weight. This is very, very weight conscious, by the way. When we're all done with this, a 1.5 cup serving will be about 350 calories.
Oh, really?
So that is very good for Weight Watchers or just anyone watching their calorie consumption. I think that's just about done here. Okay. Now our next step is we add flour.
Okay.
And I just pour it right in the middle there and stir it and keep stirring it constantly until it's bubbly.
Oh, okay.
And you can hear it. Can you hear it bubbling?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we pull it off our burner and we add everything else except the shrimp, the okra, and the parsley.
Oh, okay.
So next I'm going to add the water. And stir that in. And then I add a can, this is a can of tomatoes, but my family will not eat cooked tomatoes, so I puree them in the blender, and no one knows that they have tomatoes in there. They just think it's red. So.
Well, sometimes when you get a big tomato, especially the kids, then
they will not eat it. Exactly, they won't eat it.
Well, that's a good idea. That's a good little trick.
And sometimes also, if I have the Italian stewed tomatoes, it gives it a little more of a zing, and I'll use those instead of just the whole ones. And then this is a small can of tomato paste, and this gives it a richer red color.
Oh, okay.
I have substituted tomato sauce, but the color's not as rich. Stir that in.
Color's important too when you're cooking.
Color is
you know what I mean?
very important. Presentation is part of cooking.
It is.
Okay, and then we add beef bouillon.
Okay.
Stir that in good. And then we add our spices, which are oregano, thyme. I always have to have a little thyme.
Oh, really? You know, I'm embarrassed. I don't even know what that does.
Gives it a unique flavor.
Really?
And definitely salt.
Okay.
You can still salt this at the table if you think it needs more salt. Black pepper. Okay. 2 bay leaves.
Okay.
And we usually give a prize to the person at the end who gets this one in their bowl.
Oh, really? So you're not supposed to eat the bay leaf?
You don't eat the bay leaf.
Okay.
And you can add anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper sauce. And in our house, the more, the better.
Really?
But for here today, we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon.
I'm not a real spicy kind of a guy. I'm kind of a wimp there.
I understand.
You guys like it hot though,
We
huh?
like it
Really?
hot, yeah.
You know, Barbara, a must-have at harvest time is the cooking software. Do you want to know why?
Tell me.
I've got a couple samples here. Oops, we've got about 40 different cooking CDs in our line now. And one of the great things about it has a lot of features. As you know, you can organize your recipes and do a number of things. But one of the best features is you can type in what you have on hand, and it'll search the recipe database and tell you what you can make with it. For example, one time I went to the grocery store and I found this imitation crab. And it looked really good, so I bought it. And I came home and Kathy saw it and she's like, I don't know what to do with that. So we typed it into cooking and we found a bunch of samples. A bunch of recipes that we could use.
Great. Now what we're going to add next is okra. And this is a wonderful southern vegetable. And it comes in a lot of different ways. This one, and I wish I had a whole one. I wish I had a saved one.
What do they look like? Are they long?
They're long. They're pods.
Uh-huh.
A long pod. They have quite a few seeds in those. You can kind of see that there. And these are a ridged okra. Can you see the little ridges around it?
Yeah.
Okras come either ridged or smooth, and it doesn't change the flavor, but that's just how they are. Now what we're going to do...
I don't eat okra much.
Most people in the West do not eat okra.
Huh.
And once you've had it and enjoyed it, then you will
I just
eat it all
tasted
the
a little
time.
piece there. It was kind of slimy a little bit.
Little slimy.
Kathy says
Yeah.
fried and battered is the only way to
Fried,
do it.
that's my husband. We're going to go ahead and add all this. And okra is also a thickener. So it will
really?
make this even thicker. And we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we'll turn it back down on low and simmer it for about 10 minutes. And then we'll add the shrimp just to heat it through. Pour in one of my favorite ingredients that I
What's
just
that?
discovered, and it's called filet. Filet. I'm really not sure how they pronounce it. I'm not from the South, but that's what it is.
Gumbo filet?
Filet?
Uh-huh.
Are you French? Is it
No, I
filet
don't
or
know.
Philly? Either one.
Gumbo
But
file.
it's ground sassafras leaves, and it is a very unique flavor. But you don't add that while you're cooking it. It will make your gumbo go stringy.
Oh, really?
It will. So you add it at the
Interesting.
very end. You stir it in just for flavor, and it's wonderful.
And why do you wait till the end to do it? It seems like with most seasonings, you know, you do them early so that they can...
So the flavor will stay right at the end and be there. So you can,
okay.
instead of having it blended in,
Yeah, okay.
it's a definite separate flavor.
You gotta have the gumbo filet.
You do. In fact, I was very involved with a lot of the folks from Louisiana that were airlifted here to our state.
Yeah, during the Katrina.
During Katrina,
wow.
that's right.
Barbara was on Good Morning America. You may have seen her about, what, 4 times?
Yeah, quite a few times, right. We were on all the news channels across the nation.
She did an amazing miracle and helped reunite a mother and her kids. Is that
That's
right?
correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. Yes.
I'm anxious to taste this. It smells so good.
It's so good. Now this is the last step, and we're not going to cook these shrimp because they're already cooked. And you can buy uncooked ones and pre-cook them at home, or you can buy the already pre-cooked ones. And that's what I do.
You buy the ones that are pre-cooked already?
Pre-cooked, And we're not going to cook these, otherwise it'll make them tough. So we're just going to warm it through for a little less than 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So if you cook it too long in here, they'll get tough. You want them nice and tender? Is that how you want
Exactly.
them? Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Oh man, that's looking good.
It's
Should I get our
so
plate ready to go?
You
here?
should.
Okay. So you kind of want to mound it?
Right. Perfect.
Is that good?
That's just perfect.
Oh.
That's okay.
I didn't do very
No,
good, did
that's
I?
good. Right. Now,
You
Dan,
could probably pack it in. Is that what you
can.
want? Pack
You
it in
can
the
pack it
capsule?
in, but
Okay.
it's still going to be great. We're going to add our last ingredient, which is just a little teaspoon of the gumbo filet.
Oh, the final filet.
That's
Just did.
okay.
Okay.
And what we do is traditionally we pour it right around the edges.
Oh, around the
Oh,
edges.
you won.
I got the leaf.
You got
bay
the
leaf.
leaf.
Yeah. So I get seconds first, huh?
There we go. And then we do a little bit of parsley, just snip parsley.
Can you serve it with noodles or just rice mostly?
Do you know, I've never served it with
Oh, I was
noodles,
just
but
curious.
a lot of people do like pasta, and I'm
Oh,
sure it would be great. Little snip
Yeah.
parsley there. There you
Mm.
go.
Wow, you can smell the parsley. That's really nice.
That's
and
nice,
everything.
isn't it?
Oh, it smells so good. Let's try it, shall we?
You bet.
Give it a taste here. I'm gonna get a little piece of shrimp here.
Oh, we have to get shrimp.
No, it's gonna be hot, so be careful, Barbara. Don't want to burn yourself. Oh, I gotta get some okra too.
Okra too. Mmm. I have to tell you, it's good.
Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
It's wonderful.
Mmm.
Even if I do say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'll
excellent.
tell you what, I could keep eating now.
I know. It's very Moorish. So once you start, it's like, oh, can I just have
I
more?
can taste that okra. That's good.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
very good in here.
Perfect combination of spices. Mmm.
It's wonderful. And again, this is 6 big servings, low calorie, full of nutrients, full of good vegetables from your garden or from the grocery store.
Yeah, it's healthy too. Wow.
It's very healthy.
Way to get your shrimp in there and seafood. You know,
Seafood.
yeah.
And you can also substitute crab meat for the
Oh, that's
shrimp.
a good idea.
So
I like it with the shrimp.
I
That's
like
really
shrimp.
good.
We like shrimp that way.
Well, thank you so much for showing this. I've never had
Thank you
anything
so
like this.
much. Oh, I'm glad I could come today.
I love it. Thank you
It's
so
been
much.
great
Barbara.
being here in your kitchen.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.